Boy, howdy, it sure is fun being beat the fuck up by the IRL stick. But hey, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about video games. So hey, Epic 7, Conqueror Lilias, ae-KARINA, and a Senya. Pretty typical, normal-ass, like, kind of tank team. But you know what I said whenever I came into this on Monday? You know what? I don't feel like thinking right now. I'm just going to go into this, check that little box right there that shows who actually fought this team first, see the first team that I saw that went into it, copy what my guildies did, and then that's all she wrote. So what I decided to bring is green Iseria, so that's regular Iseria, Destina, and Dark Corvus. Okay, turn 1. Green Iseria goes, we reset Dark Corvus's cooldowns, and quite frankly, we're 5 turns in and we've already fucking won. Why have we won? Well, we have a cleanser on the team, that's Destina. She can go ahead and cleanse any and all of the horrible, horrible cancer that Senya and the ae-KARINA is going to do to your Dark Corvus, which that's happening right now. We have Proof of Valor on Dark Corvus, so we're not going to get one-shotted, or we're going to be able to tank a lot of that damage. We'll then Soul Burn the S3 because we immediately have it, go into the ae-KARINA, kill that, and because we also used green Iseria to go into the Senya, she has buff block on her, as well as Death Break, and she's not going to have any of her wonderful, oh so amazing counter shenanigans. So, with that being said, we've already won. It's really just a matter of we have to just, bide our time until we get around to the next opportunity for us to go into the next unit. So, the good news is, we're fighting Conqueror Lilias. That's a light unit. Light units really, really hate them darkies, and they really, really just want to go in hard on them and just eradicate them from the world. Thankfully for us, Dark Corvus ain't having any of that shit. So he's going to have himself a nice, fully cooled down S3 available again, but he's so fucking, pants-shittingly pissed off that he can't go into it, so he needs to get cleansed, which we don't have the ability to do that yet, because oh so wonderful turn cooldown shenanigans. Isn't it great how much of my time, your time I'm wasting just by, spouting off random bullshit? Because we've won the fight. We just haven't been able to use the attacks necessary to win the fight. So, next chance we have, Destina has her turn, we'll S2 cleanse, push up, bam, Dark Corvus is here, and he's fucking pissed. Go into the Senya, Shazam, now that's dead. So now all you have left is Conqueror Lilias. Now Conqueror Lilias will continue to just go in onto your Dark Corvus, but hey, the other cool thing is we have green Iseria. Bam! Complete skill cooldown reset for Dark Corvus, and next opportunity he gets, he'll go into her and eradicate her from all of existence. Now it's just a matter of how long is it going to really take for that to happen. Good news for us, I believe that Conqueror Lilias did actually 15% us, so we are no longer wasting everybody's time. We'll hit that S3 button, and then we'll, take her out of the game, as we really should have taken her out of the game years ago. Now, onto some actual fun shit. So, this is Alencia, Zio, and Choux. So, first things first. We know that the Zio is going to go into the fastest target. Who's the fastest target? That's going to be Death Dealer Ray. Death Dealer Ray is going to then be pushed back and he's going to be silenced, but we have Shadow Knight Pyllis with us. Her S3 does a cleanse. So now we can actually do things on Death Dealer Ray. And Shuna's turn is next, so we were able to put everything to sleep. Now, let the control begin. So, after we got that first sleep off on Shuna, we're going to do it yet again with DDR. And we'll give ourselves an extra turn here. Now we'll give the one thing that Shadow Knight Pyllis is usually missing, at least on my builds, because I run an ER build. We have effectiveness now, motherfucker, along with Pestilence. So with these two things in mind, we're going to be doing extra damage because Rocket Punch is an incredibly fucking balanced artifact, and we're going to also have Pestilence. So that's a lot of additional damage. We have been here for essentially 13 turns, and the Alencia is not only crippled with injury, but also fucking dead. Congratulations. Now all you have left is the Choux, who still has not able to get her turn off, which the good thing about this is even if we did get 15%ed and the Choux was going to go nuts, the cool thing is we don't have a unit that is just going to go strictly into DDR. The only unit who possibly could is going to be Zio. But that's a matter of whoever has the lowest HP because we don't have a light bait for him. So And then we also have Shadow Knight Pyllis with us, so the second hit that the Zeo is ever going to do on his, S1 shenanigans is never going to do too terribly much damage. And also, if you are ever able to take Zeo out of the game during one of the turns when he has Deify up, it is astronomically crippling for him. Because anytime he's just not able to act while he has Deify up, it's just huge for any Zeo player, because you're losing your damage, you're losing like any opportunity to get rid of any actual threats that are on the field. So yeah, because we were able to do that, let's go ahead and throw him out of the game. Get the fuck out of here, Zeo. And now all you have left is Choux. Now Choux is only going to go into Shuna, or whoever she decides to counterattack. And we honestly don't give a fuck. Because Shadow Knight Pyllis is here, we're going to be taking reduced damage on her S1, S2 follow-ups, and if she happens to counterattack with that. So if she did go into DDR, it really wouldn't have been that much of a big deal. And honestly, if I'm able to get my HPs up in the right particular way to where, I want Choux to go in with her extra attacks in the Shadow Knight Pyllis, everything would be fine. Also, Shuna has a lot of HP. She's able to tank that shit just wonderfully. And congratulations! Next fight. So right here, we're fighting a oh-so-wonderful Ran comp. So it's Ram, Apocalypse Ravi, and a Mercedes. Oh, no! I see R&L. Whatever will I do? Well, let's actually be smart. Go ahead and put a unit in the back along with Adventurer Raz on our field. So even if that Ran did a lot of damage, we would then also have a barrier on our Spirit Eye Celine, and we would be able to recover from this if things actually got really pear-shaped. So here I decide to go for the dual attack onto the Mercedes just to see what kind of damage that I was really doing. Didn't really do a whole lot. Then we also didn't activate Magic for Friends. Even if Magic for Friends happened, I think we would have still been okay, because if it happened, then it would have just put a big barrier on Celine, and she would have been fine, because she has damage limit on her character. So if you're ever dealing with, like, say, HP recovery, barriers, things of that nature, damage sharing, stuff like that, those particular units are excessively hard to kill. So because of that, and the fact that we also had Sinful Angelica on the field, pretty much early turn in, the Mercedes is already dead because, LOL, what is Revive? Boy, another wonderful reason why, like, ML Haste is just a giant fucking pile of shit. I just wonder if he's ever going to get buffed. Probably not. We'll see. Maybe SG will eventually buff ML Haste, and then we'll actually see some anti-revive shenanigans here and there with him. But as of now, that shit ain't happening. But either way, we go in with extra, counterattack collateral damage. We eventually kill the Ran, and then now all we have left is Apocalypse Ravi. And with that, we should kill here. If we don't kill here, we will kill on the very next turn. And Shazam, the Apocalypse be dead. Next. So here is something that we fought before. Ocean Breeze Luluca, Navy Captain Landy, and Abyssal Yufine. Now, you're going to see some crazy shit happen in here. But honestly, the same strategy does generally work. But there is one thing in particular that you should probably keep in mind. First things first, turn 1, don't actually do what you're doing here. Now, the reason why is because Ocean Breeze Luluca will retaliate with an S3 right there that cleanses the team, so your first turn on your Iseria essentially did nothing other than reset your Dark Corvus. So, basically, my plan is still going through fine, so we're going to, cleanse the Dark Corvus, and then we're going to go in, kill the Abyssal Yufine, because I don't want to play the Russian roulette game with her. However, when it comes to playing Russian roulette, she is actually an easier target to deal with than Navy Captain Landy is. And the reason why is because this Navy Captain Landy in particular is actually rocking some speed. There is actually some speed. I did not notice it at first, but there is some speed on this character, so she is able to turn cycle. Because if you're in this situation right here on like a regular 0-speed Navy Captain Landy, I could have saved everything by using my Destina S3 here, but I thought I was fine. But look at how fast she's turn cycled. Looky there. If I get one more counterattack right here, which I do, now I have to deal with a Navy Captain Landy S3 just because she had a little bit of speed on her, and all of the counterattacks and salvos happened in just all the wrong places. Oh no! Is we fucked? No. Never ever count Dark Corvus out, baby. So, yeah, we have our S3 Devil's Descent. Let's just go into the Navy Captain Landy, kill that, and all we have left is Ocean Breeze Luluca. Sure, it sucks. We lost Destina to that. There's a few ways that we could have really prevented this from happening. Number one, first thing we could have done is we could have gone for the Navy Captain Landy first. Remember I was talking about Russian Roulette? She is actually an easier target to deal with, like to leave Abyssal Yufine on the field, because if you just leave Abyssal Yufine alone, then she'll eventually hit the whole team. That's going to affect Dark Corvus, and you will again eventually get Devil's Descent back. So that's one way you could deal with it, and it should all really work out. But either way, if you don't really plan on using the same units over and over and over again, it's a good method to go in and take this team out. That was just some really kind of shitty play on my part, and not recognizing a speed Landy. So, good old Nahkwol. I love this bitch. So, I initially said if I was going to fight this team again, I was going to try and fight it with an evasion team. So, it's Nahkwol, Abyssal Yufine, and a Choux. So, well, I mean, I can't really think of any better evasion team to really rock than, say, Savior Adin, Green Violet, and an Assassin Cartuja. So, reason why all these units are here together. 1. Savior Adin is there strictly to pretty much one-tap the Abyssal Yufine, because I have a damaged Savior Adin. And also, I was very surprised that that Abyssal Yufine was not on Holy Sack. If she was on Holy Sack, I would have then used the Assassin Cartuja S3 to go into her, and then I would just kill her again. Easy peasy. Doesn't really happen. Whatever. So we'll use that turn on Assassin Cartuja, go into the Choux, because she didn't have immunity, as you fucking should. You should really probably always have immunity on your Chouxs. But whatever. Now, here's the fun thing. We have Violet with us. Violet happens to get really, really fucking unlucky, and he doesn't dodge any of these goddamn attacks. Boy, I fucking love this game. However, the good thing is, he's still able to tank Nahkwol extremely well. Because he's a green unit, she's going to be hyper-focused into him. He does not have a passive, and Seal is going to do nothing to him. So hey, free opportunity to just go into everybody else. And now for the oh-so-fun match, like the last fun match of the game. So, before, DDR and Solitaria was a team that was utilized beforehand that was really, really fucking toxic. It's still just as toxic as it was before. So, we're going into Conqueror Lilias, ae-KARINA, and Urban Shadow Choux. Now, to those of you who've seen a lot of the times where I go into Urban Shadow Choux, you've probably noticed, like, almost every time I go into Urban Shadow Choux, I always bring, like, Midnight Gala Lilias and I try to one-tap her. Now, here, I decided not to do that because I had a pretty good feeling that she was going to have barrier from the Conqueror Lilias, because Urban Shadow Choux are built fairly thick. They're built basically just like Lethes, and I just didn't have any faith that I was going to be able to one-tap her. And also, just, ae-KARINA is a fucking bitch to go into as well. So I decided, well, let's go ahead and try to go for full-on control. So, what's the priority things that we need to do? One, we're rolling some dice. So any and all of the Abyssal Crowns that are going to happen on Solitaria, that stuff is fucking invaluable. Because anytime you get hit by any of those, it essentially takes just a unit out of the game. So my first priority is we need to kill the ae-KARINA ASAP, because the Conqueror Lilias is going to go into my Death Dealer Ray. My Death Dealer Ray is also not rocking any effect resist, and he's going to possibly get Death Breaks on him. It happened once. We do not want that to continue to happen. So as soon as we're able to kill the ae-KARINA, and any and all stuns that may happen via, like, you know, AoE collateral from Solitaria, the better. Now, beforehand, you remember how, like, I was talking about how, yeah, DDR is just mad fucking crazy with Solitaria? It's actually debatably worse now. The reason why is because of the changes to Pestilence. Now, Pestilence used to be like, oh, hey, it just puts Venom onto the team. But now, the way Pestilence works is it puts Venom on them, but then also, if you have Pestilence on the turn that you give, that you hit something, and it has Venom, it detonates it. So now, essentially, you have DDR on the entire fucking team. So, as soon as I'm able to even just do a few hits to go into any of these units, I essentially have them locked down, doing lots of damage, and possibly sleeping them or stunning them. Or fuck, maybe even both. So, as soon as we were able to kill the ae-KARINA, which was our priority target, as soon as she's down, we really have nothing to really worry about from the Urban Shadow Choux, as opposed to Choux. Now, if this was Choux, things would have gone a little bit worse, because anytime Choux is able to, like, you know, get a counterattack off and she does an S1, if she crits you, there's a chance that she can do her S2. Urban Shadow Choux, not so much. She is basically meant to be that unit that goes fast as fuck, and she goes in, she is a focus-based character, and whenever she has max focus, she'll do big, honkin', chunky-ass injury, and it will fucking hurt the ever-loving shit out of you. Fortunately for us, Solitaria likes to take the focus characters, bend them over backwards, and then just beat the ever-loving fuck out of their asses. So, with that, we pretty much don't have to worry about anything whenever it comes to focus. So, all Urban Shadow Choux is going to do is she's going to just bzzzt a few times. That's like 2k fixed damage for any time she's able to even get a turn. Her S3 does a little bit of injury damage, not too big of a deal. And then that's pretty much it. Yay, control. Hoorah. Man, I barely had any time to even drink this alcohol. And with that being said, that is the GuildWar, ladies and gents. So, when it comes to all this oh-so-wonderful fun stuff, hey, Death Dealer Ray. It's so far, what, day 2 going into Guild Wars with his buffs, and my opinions are still the same. Death Dealer Ray is fucking crazy. And the reason why I feel like he's really, really good right now is straight up just because he's flexible. Like, before, he was this, like, hyper-carry character that as soon as he went down, your whole fucking strategy just fell apart. But now, he's a support character, you know, like his class Soul Weaver suggests. So, what he does is he just straight up gives buffs to everybody on the field, and you can just straight up bring DPS, and then they injure the fuck out of the team while still doing damage. So it's just good. Now, how do I feel about this, like, in the long run? Because, like, right now, it feels pretty good. We haven't really been fighting DDR on, say, like, defense, and quite frankly, because Moon Bunny is as crazy as she is to fight, you know, like, extra turn-based characters, I don't think we'll ever actually see DDR on defense. But when it comes to, like, things like RTA, you know, that fucking game mode that I don't ever do, yeah, he seems like he's pretty toxic. And I think a big portion of this is pretty much just how effectiveness and effect resistance works. Bro, I don't know really what to tell you. Like, SG needs to figure out what the fuck they can do about the vast differences in the ratios of effectiveness and FRES. But hey, I'm a fucking retard on the internet. Don't ask me about balance shit. But hey, boys, if you liked this video, go ahead and leave a like. It does wonders for my mental health. Makes me feel good about myself. And you want to see more of my content? Go ahead and hit subscribe. Later. Bye.